The ending to this game. The ending to this game. Summer League. Summer League. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another video, and I want to discuss today what just happened in the Sixers-Bucks Summer League game. Not so much the breakdown of what happened, because at the end of the day, we all know it doesn't matter one bit, but I want to discuss my takeaways from what I saw in the game when it comes to the Sixers players. Now, at the end, it got a little funky. It got a little turnovers and fouling three-point shooters. The person to do that, Matisse Thybulle of all people, but it just got ugly, sloppy, and that's what you're going to get in Summer League at the end of the day. But I'm cracking up, literally cracking up. Is this real? Is this real? It looks like a couple kids playing down at the driveway, a couple houses down on a summer night. They had no clue what the hell they were doing. But let's talk about the takeaways. My number one takeaway after this ball game specifically was Zhaire Smith. Zhaire Smith, those dunks were very, very impressive. He's throwing alley-oops behind his head, over his head, just fantastic. But that's not all. He had 10 points in, 24 minutes? But he had 5 assists, and these passes were nice. He had one where he had a jump stop at the top of the key, right around the free throw line. Not as high as the top of the key, but right around the free throw line. A jump stop, goes up to shoot, and sees a cutter underneath the basket and hits him with a beautiful pass. Then there's somewhat of a two-man game with some pump fakes involved out by the three-point line in the corner, and he works the two-man game, gives it to Highsmith for a nice-looking three, and I just like what I saw out of him all around. His storyline is impressive as it is, coming back from not only the injury but the food allergy, and his mentality coming back from that has been special and very unique, something I've kept my eye on, and watching him perform to this level, love it. Defensively, he was very active. He's obviously very athletic. I loved what I saw out of Zhaire Smith today. The one thing I would love to continue to see with his game is just getting more of a consistent jumper. He's not afraid to shoot it. It's not ugly for him, but I would love to see him knock it down at a higher rate and more consistently, because then you're talking a legitimate bench piece. But Zhaire Smith's athleticism was on display in this ball game, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Let's go down to Matisse Thybulle. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see too much. I know he had a few steals, but he also had 4 turnovers. He had a foul late in the ballgame, which is a mental mistake. He fouled a three-point jump shooter when we're up 4. The guy ends up knocking all 3 down at the charity stripe. That's mental IQ. And listen, I'm not going to crush him and say he's never going to work out, but I was a little underwhelmed with Matisse Thybulle. I did see some spurts of athleticism out by the perimeter, but not enough to really say something like Zhaire Smith. I watched Zhaire Smith today, I go, okay, yeah, I shake the head, I nod the head, yes. Matisse Thybulle, I saw some things I liked. He hit a three-pointer, which was very nice, and he's another one. With the jump shot, I want to see consistency with it. It's not an ugly jumper. The form is good. We're used to watching Ben Simmons take jumpers. Hideous form. Matisse Thybulle has good form when it comes to his jumper. I just need to see him hit the shots more. He did have a nice three-pointer that he drilled earlier in the ballgame, which I liked. But all around, nothing stood out to me and screamed at me. Listen, first Summer League game, first pro game, if you will, and obviously it's going to take time to adjust. Nerves are involved, but that's my thought on Matisse Thybulle today. Shayok Milton playing the point. I know a lot of people saw 7 assists from him at the point guard position. Oh, that's not bad. I didn't like Shayok Milton at the point, honestly. I think one of the reasons why he thrived in his limited minutes with the 76ers last year is because he didn't have to be primary ball handler. You put him out by the perimeter, you let him shoot the basketball. I think him playing the point is messing with his game. He's trying to do too much. He's turning the ball over. He's trying to get others involved, where his strong suit is stroking the basketball. He shot 2 of 14 today. I didn't like Shayok Milton's all-around game. I didn't. I know you can look at how many points he dropped. I didn't like his overall game. It wasn't consistent enough. He was forcing things. Maybe it's just one game. Obviously, I believe they're going to give him another chance at point guard. But I would like to see him as a shooting guard. I think that's where he thrives the most. Less thinking, more of a catch-and-shoot kind of guy. And that's where he was successful with the 76ers throughout his short time in the NBA. And we just inked him to that 4-year deal. I thought he was forcing plays, trying to go to the rim, 3 guys on him. He's trying to make passes. Just a little too much. He's trying to do too much with plays. Be more simple. Just do what is there. Don't try and force too much. So I thought all around Shake Milton did that. Even though he had 7 assists, I think he turned the ball over a lot, an overwhelming amount. So that's my thoughts on Shake Milton today. But speaking of someone who can shoot the basketball, that's Shayok. He can stroke it. Now, he scored 19 points. He was very effective. 19 points in 21 minutes, but he was minus 15. And that's something to keep an eye on for because, you're scoring 19 points, that's great, but when you take a look at everyone else's plus-minus in this ballgame, that was by far the worst and by a lot. That's a big margin, minus 15. So, obviously, when he's out there on the floor, the other squad was making some pushes. I understand he can shoot the basketball, right? He's someone for me that I love as a developmental piece. Obviously, a late second-round pick. I wouldn't have expected him to step into the NBA and be a dominating force, but he's someone that I have my eyes on and I'm intrigued for down the road. Maybe someone that can play in Delaware, continue to grow his shot, continue to grow defensively, and maybe we can bloom him into something from there. I think his jump shot is beautiful. It has rhythm to it. It's smooth. The way he elevates, the release point, it's all there. But he obviously needs to continue to work and continue to develop. And the minus 15 thing stands out to me big time. And lastly, the 2 big men. The 2 big men were special today. I thought they both played with energy. They both played with this swagger. They were blocking shots. Now, one complaint on it, they fouled a lot. And in the summer league, you can have 10 fouls each. I think they combined for 16 fouls, but they also combined for 8 blocks. Very active. They were running the floor. It almost seemed like this squad was just running with this fast, elite pace up and down as if it was the legitimate 76ers. But I love the 2 big men today. I thought they played a great game. They brought the attitude. They were active. Active is the perfect word to describe this, and that's both Pell and Kumaji. So those were what I pretty much took out of today's game. It's hard, it's hard to get invested to that degree because at the end of the day, the outcome doesn't really matter. You're looking for specific moments on individual people to really take away when watching games like this, but it is fun to see it because for these guys, for these players, the moment's big. The moment's big for them. You're playing in an NBA Summer League game the way it's broadcasted now, ESPN, there's a ton of people in the stands. Elton Brand, Brett Brown, they're watching front row. There's people involved, big moment, and these players are playing for their jobs essentially to prove themselves, so the moment's big for them. I understand that there's nerves involved, so I'm not going to crush someone off one game of an NBA Summer League, but I loved, at the end of it, I loved Zhaire Smith the most. I thought he was the most eye-popping. The dunks were insane, and I just feel like he's this kid who has the type of character that has it. He has the it factor with his character, his motivation, his determination, from everything he went through, from the injury to the food allergies to everything, wanting to get back on the floor, wanting to get back on the court. He's really made it happen to this point. And not everyone can do that. Not everyone has the right mentality to battle back from that and get to where Zhaire Smith is now. So I'm pumped for this kid moving forward. I loved everything I saw. The alley-oops, the running the floor. I'm telling you, I'm impressed with the passing. Don't let that go unnoticed. I was very impressed. The jump stop at the free throw line on that jumper to elevate and make the pass for a cutter going underneath the basket. It was very noticeable. Zhaire Smith is making my eyebrows raise, and I'm a big fan of his play. Hopefully he can continue to be that type of beast out there on the floor. And one thing, I know Shake Milton had some minutes, but Zhaire Smith is more of a player that has a legitimate shot. So I'm looking at him as a leadership standpoint. I'm looking at him from a leadership standpoint with this core, with this Summer League roster. I know Shake Milton had some time as well, but with Zhaire Smith, he's more of a player that's going to be legitimate on this squad. So I want to see him take that part over. Obviously, he's not going to have the same type of vocal voice with the 76ers locker room as this, but he's in an environment now where he can be a leader. Do it. Be it. I want to see it. So those are my thoughts. I want to hear what you think about Zhaire Matisse. I saw a lot of fans happy with Matisse Thybulle. Liked his athleticism, and I'm agreeing with that. I do too. I saw spurts, I'm telling you. I saw his athleticism out by the perimeter. I saw how he can move. I saw his length, and I like that. I saw the three-pointer, which I gave the head nod to. But overall, I guess when I compare it to someone like Zhaire Smith, and he didn't pop as much as some of the others, which is fine. I'm telling you. It's one game. I'm not overanalyzing it, but when I discussed that game in particular against the Bucks, in that specific game, my eyes didn't pop so much for Matisse Thybulle. I can't believe we almost gave that game away. The ending to that game, I'm telling you, was unbelievable. Never seen anything like it. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. See you next time.